Hello everyone, this is Tom Fox. I would like to welcome you to the Sunday Book Review. The Sunday Book Review is the series where I discuss books which impact the compliance practitioner, the legal professional, and the business professional. I hope you will enjoy this episode. The Sunday Book Review for December 12, 2021, the Disruption Edition. And we begin with Work Disrupted, Opportunity, Resilience, Growth in the Accelerated Future of Work by Jeff Schwarz with Suzanne. If you read only one book on the future of work, this one should be it. The Future of Work, swept in sooner than expected, accelerated by COVID-19, creating an urgent need for new maps, new mindsets, new strategies, and most importantly, a trusted guide to take us on that journey. That guide is Jeff Schwarz, founding partner in Deloitte's consulting Future of Work practice. He brings clarity, humor, wisdom, and practical advice to the future of work. Next up, Remote Inc. by Robert Pozen and Andrea Samuel. You can thrive and excel when you work remotely if you adopt the mindset, habits, and tech tools of professionals who are even more productive outside the office. Learn to think like a business of one, and the entrepreneurial mindset will transform your experience of work. Remote Inc. takes you inside the mindset and habits of people who flourish while working on the outside of the office, some or all of the time. People who function like a business of one. That is how you can follow their lead by embracing work habits and independence of a small business owner, tapping into congeniality and online collaboration. Next up, The Mother of Invention, How Good Ideas Get Ignored in an Economy Built for Men. This is an illuminating and maddening examination how gender bias have skewed innovation, tech, and history. It starts with a rolling suitcase, which was invented some 5,000 years ago and comes through the future. It wasn't until the 1970s that someone married the two. Mother of Invention is a fascinating and eye-opening examination of business, tech, and innovation through a feminist lens. But it's not just about the suitcase. Drawing on a wide variety of examples, the author shows how gender bias stifles the economy and holds us back. This is a sweeping tour of the global economy with a powerful message. If we upend our biases, we can unleash our full potential. Next up, Out of the Office by Charles Warzel and Helen Peterson. The future isn't about where we work, but how we will work. For years, we've struggled to balance work and life, with most of us feeling overwhelmed and burned out because our relationship to work is broken. This book helps us work through some of those issues and imagine a future where our lives at the home and office are happier, more productive, and genuinely meaningful. This book is for every office workers, from the front line to managers and to senior executives who are facing decisions about whether and how to return to the office. These are great books for every compliance practitioner to read, so I suggest you pick one for the holidays. Have you or a loved one been afflicted by or impacted by Lyme disease? Then I hope you will have checked out my 5-part podcast series on understanding Lyme disease with Dr. Ben Lachlan, epidemiologist and healthcare futurist, and Scott Endicott, also an epidemiologist, but also a Lyme disease sufferer. Check it out on Readings and Felicitations podcast. In this month's The Compliance Life, I'm joined by Matt Silverman, a Director of Trade Compliance. It's our first Trade Compliance Director on The Compliance Life. What is design thinking for compliance professionals? How can you use design thinking in compliance? This is a new podcast series I'll be premiering in October, co-hosted with Karsten Tams, where we take a look at cutting-edge social engineering strategies you can use in your compliance program. For my retrospective, I hope you will take a listen, if you haven't already, to Looking Back on 9/11, Reflections from the Compliance Perspective. It's an award-winning podcast series looking back on 9/11 some 20 years later.
This podcast is a part of the C-Suite Radio Network. For more top business podcasts, visit c-suiteradio.com.